Good morning. I am Gila Maria, and I'm speaking to you this morning on the day after Lion's Gate, which is where the star of Sirius can be seen from planet Earth. And I know for sure it's connected to the pyramids at Giza. But for me, it's about the energy rather than anything else. And this morning, I have got my beautiful guide, Orion, who wishes to speak to you, not about Lionsgate, but about you. So with no further ado, I'm going to step back and I am going to allow the Atlantean to speak. Enjoy. Greetings, Earthlings. I speak to you today about your plan, why you came, why you're here, what you wanted to do, what you will achieve. There are many of you listening to this that are struggling with the push and pull of the desire for peace and the demands of the external world. Many of you find yourself caught in a race that you know you can never win because you cannot go fast enough. You cannot give enough. You cannot earn enough. You cannot serve enough. And it leaves you feeling weary and depleted and disconnected from your sacred earthly life. I see many energy sensitive people disconnecting from their bodies, disconnecting from the earth, disconnecting from the trouble and the shadow and the darkness. And they say that this is because they are spiritual. They say that they only want to know about the light. I will say that that is not true. You are scared. You are running. You are hiding. And in the end, you will wonder why you're here at all. Many of you will no longer want to be here. And when you eventually get home, you will see that you missed the point. You missed all the points when it would have been easier for you to stay fully connected to the circumstances that surround you and to move through the fear, to move through the lack, to feel the fear of loss and grow stronger and grow braver, and to know that the shadow is equal to the light, is to celebrate both. And so I will say to each of you that are energy sensitive, that are feeling as though the earth is too fast, too fearful, too dense, and you are only wanting to engage when it is easy, when it is predictable, when it is known what it is you are here to do. This is akin to a nurse or a doctor that does not wish to get their hands dirty. In other words, you are avoiding the whole point. You are ignoring the reason that you came. How can you assist any other with all your well-meaning words of service and light if you cannot or refuse to face the fear that surrounds the self? It is time for you to be fully present in your body. It is time to be fully connected to your fear. It is only through facing what scares you the most that you understand it has no power over the real you. And many of the obstacles, many of the anxieties, many of the hurts that you feel have simply come in because there is a part of you that is not wanting to come forward and be seen and known for who you really are and what you really want, because you fear losing what you have. You fear people judging you. You fear failure, and you fear being alone. And yet, what can be more lonely than constantly living a life which is not true to you? What can be more isolating than being in a friendship or an interaction where only part of you is seen and you feel that only part of you is loved? What can be more scary than fearing the future that you alone have the power to create? It is much better for you to be in company or circumstances that are less than ideal. And through your willingness to engage your power of knowing just how much you deserve and just how much it is meant for you to receive everything you deserve, you project your powerful knowing of self onto the matrix of reality that lies ahead of you an hour from now, a day from now, a week from now. And what happens is that the scenery that you are about to walk into in your next scene will be painted by the knowing that you have of yourself today. Very often, light workers will say, I came here to bring the light. You do not need me to tell you, those of you that are sensitive to energy, just how present the dark can feel, that you feel a need to be protected and cosseted by the light. But I will say this to you, it is through knowing that you are your own light. You are your own creator, your own spirit guide. You are the answer to all the circumstances that effort and affirmation and wishing and hoping have not allowed to change. If you admit that you knew what you truly know, which is you hold yourself back, and the reason that you hold yourself back is that you want to get it perfect every time. You want it to be perfect and to know it will be so before the next step begins. And yet we will say, what is perfection but creation in motion? What is unique or flawed? It is simply a perspective of the self, mirrored externally. And the true you sees the perfection in everything that you are exposed to and hiding from right now. The true you knows that if only you would take the risk and step into the next hour, the next day, the next week, without any concrete answers, without any predictions, without any promises, without any idea, but knowing just how lovable and worthy and radiant you are in this very moment, by knowing this and embracing this, as many of your earthly celebrities do, instead of influencing people who are not ready to be influenced. You will influence the reality that you wish you knew about before it occurred. There are a great many of you that know that you are here to serve. And many of you are simply too tired to step into this. And so you sacrifice and you play small and you hold the best of intentions whilst you have the energy. But in truth, nothing changes much for you. And so you have these big ideas of helping many, and you have these grand emotional scenarios where, through the compassion of your heart and your giving, you are able to uplift so many that come to you and surround you, and yet nothing much changes for you. The first step is to burn away the illusion that you do not know, because each of you knows that you came here to grow. And it does not matter how you grow, it matters that you do. It does not matter if you are getting it wrong through the eyes of those around you. What matters is that you are trying something different. What matters is that you are not just repeating what you have done many times before. There is not a single one of you that wanted to live a life repetitively this time. There is not a single one amongst you who believed there was any value in keeping your life the same. Every single one of you understood that there would be a certain amount of pain that would give birth to the strength and the courage, the radiance, and the awareness that is truly how you will help those that are too scared to move an inch. So even if you are scared of heights, it is time to go higher. Even if you are scared of drowning, it is time to jump in and swim. And even if you are scared of dying, it is time to allow yourself to burn. Allow the universe to work through you. Allow the true you to guide you to wider experiences of both light and shade. It is time to allow your spirit to roam free in this land, which is as spiritual as any other. This is time to live, not simply to exist, trying to get it right and tick boxes by the standards of those that have been asleep for far too long. It is time to burn, my friends. It is time to allow everything you want to come to you through knowing that you are everything. I am Orion, and I send you my greatest wishes of encouragement that you will allow your fire to burn. If you like this, please would you like, share and subscribe. Lots of love from me and him. Bye for now.